So I'm starting the class. The thing is, in the last class, we are discussing regarding different thoughts of management. We have covered few things in the last class. Like if you remember, in the last class, we have covered scientific management by Frederick Taylor. And after that, we have covered the different methods, strategies of scientific management. And after that, we have covered another thought, that is human relations management by Hawthorne. It is Hawthorne studies. It is known as Hawthorne studies. So we have covered up to this. Now, today, we will start some other thought of management. Now, we have seen that Hawthorne studies has been done by Professor Mayo, Elton Mayo, and we have found that in that study, Professor Mayo has focused on lots of factors which is related to human being, which is related to human behavior. Because in scientific study, we have found that it was treated people scientifically, but that was not enough. That's why Hawthorne study has been made by Professor Mayo, and he has shown that not only the material factor, sometimes human factors are also very important to motivate a person, to motivate an employee. So you have seen that in our last class. So today we will start from here. So before that, let me take your attendance. Okay, still some people are joining. Today you will see the administrative management by Henry Fayol. Now, Henry Fayol was born in Istanbul in 1841, and when he was 19, actually this history is important as because then it will give you a solid basic. You can understand that how Henry Fayol has come into this situation so that he can deliver these principles. So that's why I'm just giving you some basic history about Henry Fayol. So Henry Fayol was born in Istanbul 1841, and when he was 19, he began working as an engineer at a large mining company in France. So professionally, he was an engineer, a mining engineer more specifically maybe. Now he eventually became the director at a time when the mining company employed more than 1,000 people. So through these years, Fayol began to develop what he considered to be the 14 most principles of management. Actually, when he was working in that company, he has felt that few important principles of management, which is necessary. So essentially, these explained how managers should organize and interact with staff. But Henry Fayol, he is also known as father of modern management theory. That is very important to note that Henry Fayol, he is also known as father of modern management theory. So question can come, who is a father of modern management theory? The answer will be Henry Fayol. So he gave a new perception of the concept of management. He introduced a general theory that can be applied to all levels of management at every department. So Henry Fayol, though he was working in a mining company, but the theory what he has developed that can be applied to all level and every department of management. Now, the Fayol's theory is practiced by the managers to organize and regulate the internal activities of an organization. And he concentrated on accomplishing the managerial efficiency. So his goal was to was to gain the managerial efficiency. How managers can gain their efficiency. That was the main focus of Henry Fayol's theory. So that is the background behind the Henry Fayol. So now let me take your attendance. So basically up to this, this is just the information about the Henry Fayol. So after that, we will start with his 14 principles. So we will see one by one what are the principles of Henry Fayol. So the thing is, there are 14 principles has been created by Henry Fayol, and the principles are, I'm just giving you the name first. The first principle is known as division of work. Second is known as authority and responsibility. Third is known as discipline. Fourth is known as unity of command. Fifth is unity of direction. Then the next is interest. Next is remuneration. And then centralization, scalar chain, order, equity, stability of tenure, initiative, and last one is esprit de corps. Esprit de corps. We will discuss about all these principles. So the first principle is division of work. Now from the name you can understand division of work. That means how managers are dividing the work into among different employees. That is the main thing actually. Here employee means most of the time you will find the term worker or labor or like that. As because again I'm saying because it is because at that time there was no such other industry apart from the manufacturing and this kind of industries. So that's why this term labor worker has come into their theory. But the thing is we should not think that this is only worker and labor. This is for the operational level managers so as well. So or operational level people, those are actually operating the machineries and all that. They're actually working in the field. So we are talking about those people. So Henry believed that segregating work in workforce among the worker, it will enhance the quality of the product. It was his belief. So similarly, he also concluded that the division of work improves the productivity, efficiency, accuracy, and speed of work. Because if we can divide the whole job among different employees, so every employee will get his portion of job. Every employee will get to know that what he has to do, he or she may has to do. So he or she will concentrate on that part only and try to enhance his or her efficiency. The productivity will increase as well. Accuracy will be also increased. So that was the motto. That was the thinking of Henry Fayol behind this theory, division of work. So this was the first theory, first principle actually we should say of Henry Fayol, division of work. So this principle is appropriate for both managerial as well as technical work level. So basically there are two kinds of work level. One who are managerial working person, another is those who are technical person. So it is applicable for both. So that is division of work. So your managerial jobs also can be distributed among different managers. Your technical jobs also can be distributed among different technical people. So that is the thing. And next principle is authority and responsibility. Now, these authority and responsibility, these are very important. These are very important for the management because authority, it gives you that power. By using that power, you will accomplish your job or you will go along with it. So authority, it will be assigned on you by somebody who is hierarchically in a higher position than you. Generally, it happens like that. And with authority, responsibility comes. When somebody is authorizing you to do that job, so it is your responsibility at that time to accomplish that job. And it is as well as the person who has authorized you, it is similarly his or her responsibility also. So authority and responsibility, these terms are very, you can say it comes hand by hand, and it is very important. So these are two key aspects of management. So authority facilitates the management to work efficiently, and responsibility makes them responsible for work done under the guidance of the leadership. So that is the thing. As I told you, that authority will be assigned by on you by somebody who is hierarchically in a higher position. Like suppose you are in a operational level, so maybe somebody from middle level management will authorize you to do that job. And obviously, when he will authorize you, it is his or her responsibility, as well as it is now your responsibility to accomplish that job efficiently. So that's why authority and responsibility comes hand by hand. Next is discipline. Uh, Without discipline, everywhere we should have some discipline. So without discipline, nothing can be accomplished. Now that is applicable for, again, for any organization, even for educational organization, military organization, even any factory, everywhere actually. So everywhere this discipline is very important. Even in a very small shop, even in a very small shop, grocery shop maybe, discipline is important. If there is no discipline, there is no order. কেউ জানে না কোন প্রোডাক্টটা কোথায় রাখা আছে। যখন কাস্টমার এসে উইল সার্চ ফর আ প্রোডাক্ট, তখন তুমি প্রত্যেকটা প্রোডাক্ট ঘেটে ঘেটে দেখছো যে কোনটা ও চাইছে, কোথায় সেটা আছে। So that will take whole lot of time, and your customer will go away from there. He or she will never come back to your shop if he or she found that okay, this particular shop is not well orderly maintained. So, and there is no discipline, like হয়তো যে আগে আসছে সে পরে তাকে সে দাঁড়িয়েই আছে, যে পরে আসছে তাকে আগে shop owner তাকে আগে entertain করছে. So again, that will be a very bad thing for the customer's point of view, and many customer will be dissatisfied with that attitude of the shop owner. So discipline is important at everywhere. So that's why it is written and it is said by Henry Fayol that without discipline nothing can be accomplished, and it is the core value of any product or any management. So basically এখান থেকেই ম্যানেজমেন্ট বা প্রজেক্টের একটা কোর ভ্যালু তৈরি হয়. So good performance and sensible interrelation makes the management job easy and comprehensive. So যদি তোমার কাছে good discipline থাকে, orderly maintained হয় সবকিছু, so your management job will be easy, and it will be more enhanced, comprehensive kind of thing. Now, employees' good behavior also helps them smoothly build and progress their professional careers. So that is also very important, like good behavior everywhere, even in your college, in your university, in your working place, in your home, everywhere good behavior is very important. So if you behave well, you will be treated well. If you behave poorly, if you behave roughly, rudely, you will be treated like that in most of the cases, especially in working place and all that. So that is about the discipline. Again, good behavior is also coming under the discipline. It will show that you are disciplined enough. You are disciplined. You are disciplined. You are maintaining the discipline. So discipline is very important. Next is unity of command. The fourth principle of Henry Fayol is unity of command. Now, this is also very important. This means an employee should have only one boss and follow his commands. So order should come from one boss only, so that it will help you to follow his or her command. Now, if an employee has to follow more than one boss, there begins a conflict of interest and can create confusion. So that happens. If you have one boss, it is okay. If you have more than one boss, then you will be confused because their order will be conflicted. Somebody is saying that your one boss is saying that okay, you go right, and another another boss will say that if you go left, another guy will say that you go straight. So now it will be in a conflicting situation, whom to satisfy. So that is a very bad situation for the employees. Sometimes it happens, but still, ideally, there should be a single boss whom you have to follow. So that is unity of command. Now, next is unity of direction. The fifth principle of Henry Fayol is unity of direction. Now, whoever is engaged in same activity should have the unified goal, should have a unified goal. তুমি তোমার এমপ্লয়ি, তোমার ফেলো কোওয়ার্কার্স, তাদের সবার, যারা সবাই যদি একটাই প্রজেক্টে থাকো, তো তোমাদের সবার একটাই গোল থাকা উচিত, and that goal is to accomplish that project as soon as possible and as much as efficiently. So that is the thing, that unity of direction. That means your direction is unique. Your direction is same. Maybe 5 people are working on a project, so everybody's direction should be same. They all should try to work for a single direction, their goal, single goal. So that is the unity of direction. So this means all the person working in a company should have one goal and motive, goal and motive actually, and which will make the work easier and achieve the said goal easily. So that is basically unity of direction. Next is the sixth point is subordination of individual interest. Now that is that this indicates a company should work unitedly towards the interest of the company rather than personal interest. So here your personal interest doesn't matter. হ্যাঁ মেঘা বল, কেউ ওয়েট করছে নাকি?
হ্যাঁ স্যার, অঙ্কিতা পাল ওয়েট করছে স্যার।
ঠিক আছে, করতে বল। So subordination of individual interest, that means individual interest, there is no value of individual interest in an organization. তুমি ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল কোনো ইন্টারেস্টের জন্য কাজ করছো, তোমার কোওয়ার্কার সে তার ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল ইন্টারেস্টের জন্য কাজ করছে, আরেকজন কোওয়ার্কার সে তার ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল ইন্টারেস্টের জন্য কাজ করছে। It should not be like that. It should be like the interest is same, and that is the company's profit kind of thing, or company's the interest is only company. Your company will be only interest behind your work, behind your job, whatever you are doing. So that is subordination of individual interest. That means আমরা individual interest টাকে subordinate করছি, আমাদের company interest, organizational interest is main. So that is basically has said by Henry Fayol in his sixth principle. Now seventh principle, that is remuneration, which is very important in my opinion, because this is also a motivating factor. So Henry Fayol has also said that this plays an important role in motivating the workers of a company. Obviously, at the end of the month or end of the week or end of the year, whatever you are earning, that is your motivating factor to some extent. So this plays an important role in motivating the workers of the company. Remuneration can be monetary or non-monetary. Now remuneration are different types. It can be different facilities are provided by the organization. You are getting suppose your insurance from organization, you are getting family insurance from organization, you are getting a lump sum amount to for your holiday, or you are getting the flight tickets for your holiday. So that is not directly monetary, non-monetary things, and with that obviously remuneration, your salary and all that. So this is a motivating factor. So remuneration not only monetary, it can be non-monetary as well. With monetary remuneration, there are different non-monetary remunerations are also there, like I have said. So however, it should be according to an individual's effort that they have made. So it is very important that your whatever your remuneration, that should be according to your effort, what you have made. It should not be like that, যেটা আমরা একদম প্রথম দিকে দেখতাম ম্যানেজমেন্টের আগের দিন বলছিলাম, যে যেখানে whether you are working or not, whether you are an efficient employee or not, everybody was getting paid same, getting a same salary, same remuneration. So after that, that concept has changed. The concept of incentives and all that has come in scientific management theory. You have seen that. even in I mean relations management here, there also we have seen that. So by Mayo, Hawthorne study. So that is also very important. So Henry Fayol is also not against of that. Henry Fayol is also supporting this thing. He is also saying that thing. That's why it should be according to individuals' effort they have made. So remuneration should be like that. Next is centralization. Like in any organization, the management or any authority is responsible for the decision making process. Uh, that is same in every organization, that the management or any authority, they are responsible for decision making process, and that should be neutral. That should be neutral. Decision making process should be neutral, should not be any biasness in there. So however, this depends on the size of an organization. Now depending on the size of an organization, this particular thing can define, can vary, because suppose a very large organization like TCS, like Tata, this kind of organization, they are where they have different wings, different businesses, like Tata Group. If we see Tata as a group, now Tata Group has different wings. Tata Motor, TCS. There are lots of Tata Capital. So there are lots of wings. Now, this in that kind of organization, if we going to take decisions centrally, then it will be an impossible thing, because we don't know. It is not possible to know, for a person to keep all the information from all the uh, sub concerns which is under that group. So there it might differ, but generally in a normal organization, there is a centralized decision making. There should be a centralized decision making process. Now, however, I mean, Henry Fayol has stressed on the point that there should be a balance between the hierarchy and division of power. Now, that is also very important. Now, suppose hierarchically middle level management. Now, suppose if it happens like that, somebody from middle level management has a higher authority than a top level management. Then a top level manager, somebody from the middle level manager has got a higher authority, higher power, greater power than a top level manager. So obviously it will be a confliction situation. So that should not happen. That should not happen. According to your position, hierarchically position, according to your position in your organization chart, your authority should be divided in that order. So that is the thing. Your power should be divided in that order. So that is the thing. That Henry Fayol has also stressed on this point actually. So that is centralization. Next is scalar chain. Let's see what is scalar chain. So Fayol on this principle highlight that the hierarchy steps should be from top to the lowest. So it's a scalar chain. Hierarchy যেটা হবে সেটা আমরা শুরু করব top management থেকে, will come to the lower management, lowest people. In the organization chart. So this is necessary so that every employee knows their immediate senior. Also, they should be able to contact if they need it. So basically, যদি তোমার যদি এই যে চেনটা, মানে যে অর্গানাইজেশন চার্ট বা হায়ারার্কি, হোয়াট এভার ইউ সে, যেটা আমরা তৈরি করছি, সেটা যদি টপ থেকে বটমের দিকে আসে, তাহলে ধরা যাক একদম লোয়েস্ট লেভেলে যে এমপ্লয়ি কাজ করছে, সে যদি কোনো অসুবিধা ফিল করে, so he can contact with his supervisor, who is immediately sitting higher, immediately on his higher position, his or her higher position actually. Then if supervisor faces any difficulty, then he will contact maybe the operational manager, floor manager. Then if floor manager may be facing any problem, so he can contact the operational manager. Then if operational manager is facing any problem, he can contact the somebody from the lower manager, middle level management. And if middle level management facing some problem, so they can contact to the higher management. So that is the scalar chain actually. So authority or these things actually, it is coming, it is going from top to lowest. And it helps to take decisions. It helps to get a solution if some problem occurs. So that is scalar chain actually. Scalar chain এই জন্যই বলেছে যে টপ থেকে বটমের দিকে একদিকে যাচ্ছে, that's why it is scalar chain. Next is order. Now, a company should maintain a well-defined work order to have a favorable work culture. The positive atmosphere in workplace, obviously, it will boost more positive productivity. So, uh, positive working environment is very important. Should have some order and discipline. Again, that order is coming. So everything should be in an ordered way so that people can get whatever they need when they're working, whatever resources they need, they are getting it very easily. So that is basically order here. So that is and your work order should be well defined. That means কি তোমায় করতে হবে, that should be well defined. তুমি যদি being an employee, if you don't know what you have to do, it is not clear to you, then it will be a difficult thing. তুমি করে ফেলবে B, অথচ তোমার করার কথা ছিল A হয়তো. So that should not happen. So your work order should be very unambiguous, very clear, and obviously your positive atmosphere should be there. Next is equity. Now, all employees should be treated equally. This says that it is the responsibility of the manager that no employee face discrimination. যদি কোনো এমপ্লয়ি মনে হয় যে না, ম্যানেজার আমাকে সাপোর্ট করছে না, ওকে সাপোর্ট করছে বেশি, even if I am right, he or she is supporting other person, so that will be a confusing thing, that will be a problematic thing. So every employee should be treated as equally. Next is stability. Now, an employee delivers the best if they feel secure in their job. So stability will come if you can if being a manager, you can give a sense of belongingness to the employees. So it is the duty of the manager to offer job security to their employees. তুমি যদি বলো যে সবসময় বলতে থাকো যে being a manager, তুমি যদি সবসময় বলতে থাকো না কোনো ভবিষ্যৎ নেই, তোমার এই জবের কোনো ভবিষ্যৎ নেই, you cannot sustain longer in that job because this organization is very poor, it is sick, and like that. So it is that you should not say. Then it will create unnecessary insecurity in the mind of the employees, and the result will be reflected on the production. So you should not say that. So you should always try to give them stability as a manager. Next is initiative. Now, the management should support and encourage the employees to take initiatives in an organization. তোমার সবসময় এমপ্লয়ীদের বলা উচিত যে তুমি এগিয়ে এসো, come front, you just do it, you just let this thing, you just try to solve this problem. So this kind of thing. So initiation from the employees, it will be motivated by you. So under your guidance, if some employee wants to take some initiative, it is very absolutely fine, there is no problem, there is no harm in it. So you should help them. So it will help them to increase their interest and make them worth. Obviously, যখন তুমি তাকে সুযোগ দিচ্ছ, so he or she will be interested, and তাতে তার ভ্যালু অ্যাডিশনও হবে, তাতে কিন্তু সে কাজটা আরো ভালো করে শিখছে. So that is basically initiative. That's why initiative is very important principle should be followed by every manager when he or she is leading a team. So initiative is actually, and for every employee, there should be some initiation. So that is initiative. Next is Esprit D Corp. Now, basically, this means it is the responsibility of the management to motivate their employees and be supportive of each other regularly. Now, developing trust and mental understanding will lead to a positive outcome of work environment. So basically, it is saying that every manager should try to motivate their employees. Every management try to motivate their employees and be supportive for each other regularly. তোমার এমপ্লয়ি যেমন ম্যানেজমেন্টকে সাপোর্ট করা উচিত, ম্যানেজমেন্টেরও তেমন এমপ্লয়িকে সাপোর্ট করা উচিত. Then only there will be a good positive environment, working environment, and then only you can achieve the organizational goal towards which we all are working. So these 14 principles of management are used to manage an organization and are beneficial for prediction, planning, decision making, organization and process management, control, coordination, everything. So that is basically the 14 principles of Henry Ford. Okay. So now I will ask you, I will happy to take some questions from you. If you have any doubt regarding any particular principle, you can ask me. Do you have any doubt? And
স্যার
হ্যাঁ বলো।
স্যার বলছি ওই ইউনিটি অফ কমান্ড আর ইউনিটি অফ ডিরেকশন,
হ্যাঁ
স্যার এই দুটো না আমি একটু কনফিউজ হয়ে যাচ্ছে, মানে কোনটাতে
হ্যাঁ
ওই
হ্যাঁ
আপনি বললেন না যে স্ট্রেট, মানে স্ট্রেট লেফট রাইট, আর কোনটাতে ওয়ান হেড অনলি, ওইটা আমি একটু কনফিউজ হয়ে যাচ্ছি।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ বেসিক্যালি ইউনিটি অফ কমান্ড মানে কমান্ডটা কার কাছ থেকে আসছে, তোমাকে কে কমান্ড করছে, তুমি কার অর্ডার ফলো করছো। কমান্ড মানে অর্ডার, তুমি কার
হেড
অর্ডার ফলো
হেড
করছো, তোমার বস।
হ্যাঁ
তো তোমার বসের অর্ডার তুমি ফলো করছো। সো তোমার বস যদি একজন হয়, সো দ্যাট উইল বি হেল্পফুল ফর ইউ টু
হ্যাঁ 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 সুবিধা
ফলো
হবে।
দি অর্ডার, সুবিধা হবে। যদি তোমার কাছে তোমার অনেকগুলো বস হয়, তাহলে কিন্তু তোমার সেই তাদের অর্ডারগুলো
আচ্ছা
ফলো করা
হ্যাঁ,
মুশকিল,
কনফিউজ হয়ে যাব।
কনফিউজ হয়ে যাবে। সো দ্যাট ইজ বেসিক্যালি ইউনিটি অফ কমান্ড। আর ইউনিটি
আচ্ছা
অফ ডিরেকশন ইজ সামথিং ডিফারেন্ট। ইউনিটি অফ ডিরেকশন মানে তুমি কোন ডিরেকশনে কাজ করছো, তুমি কোন ডিরেকশনে কাজ করছো, তোমার ফেলো ওয়ার্কার, তোমার ফেলো এমপ্লয়, আই মিন কলিগস, তারা কোন ডিরেকশনে কাজ করছে। তো তুমি যদি বলো যে ঠিক আছে আমি ডিরেকশন এক্স এর দিকে কাজ করছি, তোমার ফেলো ওয়ার্কার বলছে আমি ডিরেকশন ওয়াই এর দিকে কাজ করছি, আরেকজন বলছে ডিরেকশন জেড এর দিকে কাজ করছি। সো দ্যাট উইল নট সলভ দি পারপাস অফ অর্গানাইজেশন। অর্গানাইজেশন কি চাইছে, অর্গানাইজেশন চাইছে সবাই মিলে কালেকটিভলি একটাই ডিরেকশনের দিকে কাজ করো।
হুম হুম হুম
সেটা হচ্ছে তোমার মানে আলটিমেটলি সেটা হচ্ছে তোমার টু ইনক্রিজ প্রোডাক্টিভিটি এন্ড টু ইনক্রিজ প্রফিট আলটিমেটলি, ইফ ইউ সি।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
সো ইউনিটি অফ ডিরেকশন বলছে সমস্ত এমপ্লয়িজরা, তাদের গোল শুড বি ইউনিক, তাদের গোল শুড বি সিঙ্গেল গোল, সেম গোল,
হুম
তারা একটাই গোলের উদ্দেশ্যে কাজ করছে। সো দ্যাট ইজ ইউনিটি অফ ডিরেকশন।
আচ্ছা
ওকে
হ্যাঁ
ওকে
ঠিক আছে।
ওকে কুন্দন
থ্যাংক
সিং
ইউ স্যার।
বলো। হ্যাঁ কুন্দন সিং বলো। কুন্দন সিং, you have raised your hand. Okay. That is the basic thing. That is the thing about Henry Fayol's theory. So next, we will
Excuse me,
see.
sir.
Yeah, tell me, Nisha. Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, the point centralization, please make it clear, no?
Yeah. What? What time? What is? You are saying?
Sir, centralization.
Centralization. Okay, centralization. Now, centralization says that every decision should be taken in a centralized way. Okay, every decision should be taken in a centralized way. And that is that's why it is written, in any company the management or any authority is responsible for decision making process, and that should be neutral. So decision should be taken centrally, and it should be neutral. That means there should not be any biasedness. Whatever decision will be taken, that will be an unbiased decision making process. But that sometimes it is not possible. Sometimes it is not possible to follow these things actually, and especially in the large organization. That's why I have said that organization like Tata and all that, where they have different wings, different wings. So in those organizations, it is very hard to maintain. It is very hard to take every decision by the same management or I mean the authority. In many organizations, practically, we maybe deviate from this particular theory of Henry Fayol, but ideally, centralization says that